So here we are, once again, thinking we need anything more than a GoPro 6 to make our YouTube videos. So you're gonna need a cinema camera in your life, and I'm here to help you decide which one is best for that lifestyle that you deserve.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Does one look noticeably better? Am I healthier in one of them? Which has the better skin tones right now? Boom, just nail it, dial it in your brain. Is this good content? Pleasing look? Good enough for YouTube? A slight tona in the background? A light? On me? Audio's okay? Or do you need that? Is this better? Now that I've switched, are you thankful? Could you tell which was Canon color science versus Sony color science? That's the truth that was just revealed to you, my friend. Oh boy, we have Sony A7S III with the Voigtlander 35mm, Tony 1.2 at 1.8, just to keep it fair. Just to keep that focal length fair. Am I in? I could be. Versus the Canon R5c with its RF 35mm 1.8. Here we are. I gotta say, there's some nice things and some really bad things. And thank you, Camera Canada, for lending it to me. Let's all go to Camera Canada tonight to buy one. My plan today, we goof around in here for a little bit, then I go out with each of the macro lenses. 100mm macro RF 2.8 versus 90mm 2.8 for Sony. This is known as like the sharpest lens ever made, and this is probably matching it. Ever made. We'll do a little 4K 120p battle of something, some insects trying to kill me. Should be good content. So I'm trying to be more balanced. Initially, I hate this camera. Like the battery life drains. I had it at 100%, looked through the menu, tweaked a bunch of shit, it died. It died on me in the menu system. I was like, seriously? I make one video, I gotta recharge it? This is the thing, I would like to insult that, but you have to know that this isn't a run and gun camera. If you want a run and gunner, if you need run and gun, you go Sony A7S III, it just works. It's there, it's a normal camera. That's not a normal camera. That you have to rig it with some sort of power source, and I guess Canon expects you to do that. But if you were thinking that this is like an R5 but more video centric, it's not. It doesn't operate on its own. It'll last you one shoot, like less than an hour of shooting. The fan's always on, you can't turn it off, that's sucking batteries. So just know that you're buying a cage and some sort of external power source, and you're bringing that with you, or else there's no hope. You can't even do like the highest stuff, 8K 60p RAW. Like, I can't even record that. That brings me to the second flaw. Right now, I can't even get my files off without a CF Express card. I went to Vistec to see if they had one, and I finally got my files off. You can't charge or transfer files through USB-C. They're on there, but my computer doesn't read it or something. I've never seen that happen. It's super annoying. Whereas Sony would never let you down in that area. Just plug it in, boom, there's your files. You need some files? I got them. I'm curious which one of these has the better dynamic range. I imagine it's the Canon R5c. It's one of the most pleasing looks I've ever seen. Coming out of a camera, I'm like, damn, it's almost worth the fate, the troubles, and the plight. Compared to Sony disgusting color science, I don't know what you're supposed to do with the files to get them to look normal again, but they're accurate, apparently. The redness in the face, it's there. So thank you for showing the world. Keep that shit to yourself next time. Canon's just more pleasing. Who's doing the red better? It is red. It's not orange. Who's doing orange? Which one? Alright, before we go outside for the macro battle of the century, while I was at Vistec, they happened to have a 100 to 500. I wanted to see, is that stable enough with no IBIS? There's no IBIS in here. So let's just take a look at that footage as it slowly acquires the Fujifilm display case. My God. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking this is 4K 120p. It looks pretty good. You could totally get by in 4K 120p, wildlife, you're panning around, it looks fine. Don't worry, I won't show you in the video. Yes, I will. I'm showing him. The Panasonic case wouldn't actually acquire focus. I don't know why that was. It's an ironic situation that was presented to us. Olympus. How's Olympus doing? But this little test showed me that yes, my thoughts of this being a wildlife camera would work, except for the fact that the battery would not last 40 seconds in the wild. So that hurts. But if you rig it up somehow, then you're really getting uncomfortable for a run and gunner. Alright, I'm gonna charge the battery of this one because it's probably already dead. And then we'll go outside, do a little macro battle, and then come back for some conclusions. I lean a certain direction for an easier to use camera, but is the look all that really matters in the end? You have your video, you present it to the world, and that's what really matters for some people. I like the journey to getting to that video. Is that fun and easy?
The mystical unicorn riding in a mountain never found a way home. Why? It's so scary in the woods. It's dark. There's insects looking at me. Why are they doing that? It's scary. They have too many legs. It's a mountain. A scary dark mountain full of clouds. Why? Why is there so many insects looking at my face? I just want to lay down and sleep. Travel to the top someday, but not today. I'm gonna walk back home in the city. I'm a city boy for life, homie. I'm just a city cowboy renegade without a grenade. I carry a sword around. Nobody knows why. I'm a dark horse lord who can't be found without a name. And I don't sound insane at all, but my giraffe would eat a dinosaur. What's wrong with riding a dinosaur into a mountain? When I was 17, I found a hologram of a zebra, and the mystical Bigfoot unicorn was beneath them. Together they made a magical thundercat. His name was Henry Thunder Snacks. You grab the back of my hand and twist it in half, and then I'll laugh at you. Cause I'm a double-jointed Poindexter with a hopeless corn sensitivity. Your corn sensitivity's a mystery. You can heal it yourself. You're all you ever had to be. You're all you ever had to be. Take control of your life. You can't be mad at me. Every one of us will make a mistake in our life, but it's those who pretend to behave who can't escape. Why be fake if you don't want to be hated? You're the one inundated.
I've never had a more frustrating shooting experience, Canny boy. Oh my god, this is for professionals. What you're looking at right now is a dork who does not know his equipment. I don't know anything. How am I allowed to run a camera channel? I'll never know. I deserve this. Does it look real? Oh yeah, it does. So you can't do auto anything in 4K 120p. Auto ISO? No. Auto shutter? No. Just expose your shot naturally. You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. I mean, it has the tools. It has the best exposure tools in the business. If you want to just sit with a tripod and spend half an hour to set up your perfect shot, then walk away and never press the record button, this is for you. But if you just want to get some shit, what the hell's your problem? And I'm fully aware that macro handheld is a bad idea, and we're doing it anyway. The closer you get, the shakier it is, the less is in focus. I'm stopping down to like Tony 8 and still like nothing is in focus. So for that, you have to like buy insects, bring them to your aquarium home, and then tripod your way through life, lights everywhere. What kind of life is that? I'm trying to be super stable with it. This is how I'm getting most of the shots. I have some thoughts. That was an interesting afternoon. A lot of fun, that one. Canon, you really make things fun, don't you, out in the field? Hey, Sony, how you doing? You're good? Zeiss 55mm now versus 35mm? That's different. You're way back, but still. So first thing I noticed was Canon colors. Very nice. And I'm noticing it right now on the screen for some reason. I don't know if it's going to happen in the actual recording, but I look magenta and red on the Sony screen. Canon, I look pale but healthier, yellow, like a disgusting jaundice, but it's in a good way. The greens were nicer outside. No Fuji greens. Be real with yourself, Canon. You're on a low totem pole of green. Just because you're ahead of Sony, it doesn't make you more than a reptile. It does not. Here's the deal with this Canon R5c. If you're thinking that it's just an R5 with a cinema-based lifestyle, you're wrong. It's so different. It's so irritating to use. The menu system is so extensive. Every option has like 5 sub-options, like peaking. I just wanted to turn peaking on and it wasn't even working. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, do you want peaking 1 or peaking 2? I'm like, I don't know. Just 1? And then, oh, within that, there's like, oh, white. Okay, red. No, of course. How high do you want the gain on your peaking? It's like, I don't know what that means. The high, really high, I guess. And there was more. Pages more, just for peaking. And you probably love that. You're thinking, man, I can just dial every setting. The exposure, there's like 7 pages of exposure settings and monitors, and it's extensive, yet there's no custom modes that I'm used to. Like, these are basic bitch modes that YouTubers like. It's very easy. I now realize that cinema cameras don't do that. They're harder to use. It's for old men with a tripod, waiting for that shot. They're sitting there half an hour drinking coffee. They go to get the coffee, someone stole their gear, they're back, they borrow another camera from Camera Canada. Thank you so much. And then they dial everything in. It's perfect. Peaking. I was out in the field when I realized that 4K 120p on the Canon could not auto-expose. I'm like, are you serious? Am I doing something wrong? Maybe I am, I doubt it. Nothing was working. And so I was like, all right, we'll do this. Back dial did nothing. Usually it's front dial aperture, back dial shutter, wheel is the ISO. No wheel did anything. I was like, why isn't that defaulted there? I had to dive in, make a custom button for ISO, and then to change the ISO, I'm pressing wheel for the ISO. This back wheel switched over to shutter, back down to the other wheel to change the shutter, and then if you waited more than 3 seconds, it left and no wheel did anything until you press the button again. That Canon, give me something, some leeway. Not to mention the battery life, just scary performance. I've never seen something drain so fast and be happy to do it. It's happy. It announces it. 41 minutes left, and you're just browsing through the menu. 31 minutes left. I'm like, what? That was 1 page. How? You can't even change anything in the menu unless you rig it up. You have to rig it up just to go through the menu system. I do believe the Sony was sharper, at least with that macro lens. The Canon can get a little closer, but Sony being sharper anyway can just punch in and still be sharper and have more in focus because you were further away. Sony wins. We're in 4K on both now. I just wanted to see the disgusting sharpness. It's disgusting. It's way too sharp. But hot damn, I didn't get to try 8K 60. Camera Canada's sending me a card reader, so maybe I can try some RAW. I don't know that I ever want to use this thing again. What can I even do? I'm manually exposing birds flying. Yeah, that's gonna happen. And to throw it all in my face, these files are a breeze to edit on this thing. So easy. Canon could do that in the R5. It's a 10-bit 420 MP4. Easy as pie. 4K 120p, no, I'm scrubbing through. Easier than the Sony. Easier than you. Could you do that in the R5? And then I wouldn't even be thinking about this camera? You could. Firmware update. We're asking to lower the quality. Oh, that's too hard. Our processor is not capable of less. He's an overperformer. He's an asshole, is what he is. So as nice as this Canon looks, if I was in a desert, dying of thirst, and the only cup of water was in a hollowed out Canon R5c, I would not touch it. I would rather drink snake blood than whatever that. I hate it so much. Just using it. The cinema cameras are off the table. I'm done with that dream. Marcus Pix, you don't have to send me the C200 like I requested. You can cancel the order. The FX9, if you have one or two, I'll take it. But I looked at an FX6 in the store and I was like, I couldn't figure out a damn thing how to change one setting. I don't know how Philip Bloom did it. He must have read the manual or something. I don't have those kind of mind patterns, okay? So, we're done. Who won in your heart, not suffering like I did using the camera? Was the better image of Canon noticeable? Or was it worse? Oh. I think we learned something. I'm gonna leave after you buy a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt and shop at Camera Canada tonight.